Hi, everybody. Good morning. Happy March. It's my birthday month. We love this month. It's my favorite. There's always fun surprises happening over at Team Sarah. And this month we're talking all about deciding, right? Because we're in the last third of Q1, which hi guys. Hi, which I can't believe, right? I mean, what in the actual what all right, let's pull an angel card for March in our decisive month. The response that you're going to get in your business, from customers, from yourself, for life, the universe, all those things inside of March will be in response to what you decide. It's just the way it works. That's why I love that this is my birthday month. I hope you guys say hi as you stop in. Let's get into the strategy of how to tap into the most important version of yourself, most powerful version of yourself. You guys ready? Ha! Wow. I swear to God, I don't rig these. You guys watched me shuffle. Yeah. Look at this. Let's see if you can catch that. Can you grab it? There it is. Shower of abundance. What's up, Alex? I know it's crazy that Q1 almost over, right? Bananas. All right, let's see here. We have to heal your financial situation. All right, I don't know who this is for, but you just felt that. Whoever that was. Did you feel that? I felt that. Okay. So to heal your financial situation, first give us your worries concerning money. Now, keep in mind when I read these, like the angel cards, this is about any kind of higher power support you believe in, right? So whatever support you believe, that's who's talking to you when I read these, okay? All right, so I'll start again. So to heal your financial situation, first give us your worries concerning money. We will guide you in order to show you how to create and accept abundance. Dang, we're starting the art of receiving today, if that isn't perfect, right? As we work together, your financial situation will lead as fast as you will allow. Oh my God, so good. So good. Aw, good. I'm glad. Oh, you guys, is this so good? It's so good. I mean, does it get any better than this? Can we just take a second and realize the extraordinary abundance we all live in? The fact that you can watch this video, the fact that I'm in my house, like, I mean, what is happening? I got a beautiful candle lit. You guys might have your own thing going on. You might be driving to work. You might be on your treadmill. Like, who knows? Like, what is happening that we have this much abundance? It's just incredible. The thing is, we don't tap into it that often, and that's the issue. That's actually the issue. I feel like a newscaster, but wait. Okay. So I did draft up some notes for you guys today. We're going to have some news about Coffee with Coach in April. I know. I think you guys know what it is, but we're still going to go for it. What is up? You're feeling that card? Perfect timing. I love it. I love it, Amber. You sassy thing, you. I love it. Welcome. Glad you guys are here. All right. So inside of March, here's what we're doing. We are looking at where you have not yet decided, or where you've decided something internally, but you're not actually acting on it. Okay. That one's tough, right? I mean, you guys know, we've all been through this, but I will tell you, I knew I needed to quit my job before I did. I knew I needed to get divorced before I did, right? I knew I needed to move before I did. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? We've all had those feelings. March is your invitation to start taking action on the things you've already decided to do. You know what I'm saying? Those are good. All right. And inside the art of receiving, you guys, we start today at noon Eastern. You're going to hear me talking about it. This is like the best course I've ever created, if I do say so myself. It is so fun. All right. So this is what we're going to be working on today. You ready? We're going to be working on where you have been circling instead of actively choosing, where you have been. Oh, listen to this. This came to me after a meditation this morning. All right. So where have you been waiting for clarity instead of claiming it? Where have you been waiting instead of claiming it? You're clear. You know you are, right? You're just like, oh, I have to wait till the stars align. By the way, 6 planets aligned on Sunday. Let's go. All right. What would change if you trusted yourself faster? This one, I will tell you. I'm going to let that question sit with you for a minute. What would change if you trust yourself faster? But what I want you to notice is if you trusted yourself faster, you'd probably be enjoying more wealth. And I don't mean just financial wealth, but yes, of course, right? Because financial wealth is part of wealth, but it's only one part. It's like an eighth of true wealth, right? And the true wealth comes from owning clarity. It really does. Because part of owning that clarity is looking around you and realizing how much you've already manifested. Because if you actually take a second today in this beautiful month of March, yeah, and you think about what you've already manifested, it will blow your freaking mind. It's just we live in a world that teaches us scarcity and need and want. So even as you're consistently manifesting, you're like, more, 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 and you're not even noticing everything that's already happened. And one of the things I talk good, one of the things I love about the You Are a Goddess book, so good by Sophia Branchford. Forgive me if I just said her name wrong. I'll link to the book under this video. It's so good. But the idea that there are several goddesses, right, in traditional histories and stories, right, that they cannot help but give you more of what you're grateful for. They can't help it. They love it, and they will always give you more of what you're grateful for. So part of owning your clarity, right? Owning your clarity is owning how much you've already manifested. It is so critical. Hi, Erica. You're super clear, but you're a punk. You're hilarious. You stop it right this minute. You are so funny. All right, beautiful souls. So let's jump into this. For March, we have 3 versions of you that could show up in March, and I'll tell you which one March actually responds to more. I love this. Okay. So you have a reactive self, right? The part of you that is just deciding to move when you feel like it. Like it's based on mood, right? You're reactive to your own mood. You wait for the motivation to hit you and you outsource your certainty, right? You're not certain until there's outside validation. You're not certain you're good unless someone tells you you are, right? You're not certain you can make the money until you see it. Really? I bet if you actually added up how much you've made in your entire life, it's a boatload. You've already made the money. Notice it. Okay. That's the reactive self. Sorry, I can't help but coach while I talk about this. All right, so the reactive self. Then there's the strategic self. We love this one. This is why you guys hire coaches left, right, and center, right? Give me the strategy. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. Sort of. Yeah, you got to have a strategy, sure. But we all know the rest of it's your energy, right? Because you can have the best strategy in the world. And if you're doing it, it's not going to work. I don't care what the strategy is, right? Please, if there was, you guys, can we just take a second? I'm sorry. If there was one strategy that just worked, wouldn't everybody be doing it and everyone would just be a billionaire? Like, can we just be honest about that? The strategies work because the person using the strategy knows it's going to work. Certainty first. Okay, sorry, I get excited. So the strategic self, this is the other part of you that could show up in March. This is the one that plans and executes and optimizes. We love her, right? Plans, execute, optimize. Then there is the self-trusting version of you. Say it again, the self-trusting version of you. This is the version of you that is already certain. Do you worry every morning when you wake up that, I don't know, that you're going to forget how to be a mom? Are you certain you know how to do that? Are you going to wake up every morning and wonder if you still know how to read? Or are you just going to take for granted that you know how to read? Do you see how much you're already actually certain about? And then I almost said the F word. Then we mess around, right? And this illusion of like, I don't know if I'm good enough. Look at everything you've already, what are you talking about? So just sit with that for a minute. Okay. So the self-trusting version of you, she adjusts without spiraling, very different from optimizing, adjusts without spiraling. She decides and she moves. She decides and she moves. I love that. Okay. So which version of you do you think March actually really pulls out? Just to recap, we got the reactive self, the strategic self. You're welcome, right? And then we've got the self-trusting self. So the part of you that knows you are here to do something great. I would even assert, as you guys know, my work has become more and more spiritual. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, right? But it really has. It's becoming more and more spiritual because I'm starting to understand more and more that's part of my job here on planet Earth. Part of my job is to teach you that everything you're doing is part of a cycle. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Can you put some shiny, beautiful colors on it? Yeah. Can you get some new rims, totes? Like, can you do all these amazing things with it? Yeah, but you don't have to reinvent it. It's already here. It's something I really want to help you do in this month, specifically inside of March. I want to help you access the most Powerful version of you. And here's the thing about power. See, power used to mean actually, like the definition of power was being able to be, just to be. That is power. I mean, if we take a second, we look at flowers, which I'm so excited to see flowers. There's still so much snow on the ground over here. But like, if you look at the beauty of a flower, I mean, is that not powerful? And it just is. It just is. You know those people who go on walks every morning on Instagram and they take pictures of flowers? Right, and the flower just is. That's its power. It is able to be. The apple tree just grows the apples. That's power. And somewhere along the line, we switched it from able to be into be able. Right? You have to earn your power. You do not have to earn your power because your power isn't outside of you, it's within. And the more that you learn how to align yourself, right? And the word align has been a little bit overused. Let me say instead to tap into the power that already is, the power that you are because you're alive. The more you tap into that, the easier everything gets. It just gets easy. Why? Because you're actually getting nudged in the right direction. You're like, oh, I'll do that. Yep, I'll send that email. Yep, I'll go over there. Oh, what should I? Yeah, that sounds fun. I'm going to go do that. And boom, boom, boom. By the end of the day, you've sent 3 connective emails. 2 people want to talk to you about working with you or whatever, right? I'm making this up, but like, you know what happens, right? When you're in that flow, we've all been in that flow state. That actually is the power. And it comes inside out. It's never outside in, ever. Ever, ever, ever. That is actually the illusion. Like when I say people are delusional, it's when they're buying into this illusion that the power is outside of them. If I were to drop $1 million into your bank account right now, let's just pretend it's there. Just let that sink in. It's there. An extra million. You might already have $1 million, but let's say it's an extra million, just drops right in. What happens? What's different? You still here? You still put on your pants the same way? You still sleeping in the same bed? Like what's happening? What's happening? If you actually sit and listen, it's the same. What happens internally matches that. And so if you freaked out when I said that, internally you're not tapped into your power. Right? That's not a dig. That's like just something to go, "Oh. Oh, cool," because you have total control over that. You have total control over that. Do you guys hear the silence? Do you feel that? That's when you know truth is being spoken, by the way. Whenever something gets crystal clear silent, you know the truth is being spoken. I love that. Okay. So I just want to let that settle in just a little bit. Okay. Recognize all the shifts are within you to make. I wish I could just, you guys know this when it happens, right? I wish I could just give it to everybody. I just want to like plop it right into your little soul, like right there in your heart and just be like, bam, did you just feel that? Look at that. Everything shifted internally and then everything external shifted. The power in that, the knowing in that, the certainty in that is something you have to learn to experience, right? And there's lots of access points to it. But as we're going to learn in the art of receiving, one of them is learning how to receive without rejection, right? Because when we reject, right, when we don't receive, what we're actually pushing out there is the scarcity mindset. And so more gets delivered, more scarcity gets delivered. It really is a cycle. And it's something I really want to help you break in March. All right. So let's talk about how we access this most important version of you. Okay. This most important. I keep saying important. Isn't that funny? I mean to say powerful, but I keep saying important. Let's call it the most important version of you because it's all that matters is how you are showing up for you. Nothing else matters. It really doesn't. How many times has somebody been an asshat on social media and you're like wound up for how long? Maybe a day if you're really insecure. It's like maybe 2. You're like really pissed off about it. And then what happens? Like, does the quality of your life change? Not really. Right? Do you still have the same relationships with your family members? Yeah. Let's say you say no to an invitation you didn't want. How long does somebody think about that? 30 seconds before they go back to their life? Maybe 5 minutes. Maybe they call their sister and gossip about it for 15. Does that affect your life? No. How you show up for you is the most important thing because this is your life. It's no one else's life. No one else is living your life. No one. No one matters as much as you. So we're going to call this the most important version of yourself. Huh. That I totally just messed up my own lesson for all the better. See, that's what happens when you're tapped in. All right. So, one of the things I want you to do all during March to tap into this really solid, certain, important relationship with yourself, okay, is to decide. Now, I've talked about this. I think other coaches talk about this, but the word decide, the root of that word is side, and that means to kill, right? So suicide, pesticide, right? Homicide, right? That means to kill. Okay. So when we decide, what we're doing is we're picking one of two, right? D meaning two, right? One of two options, and we kill off the other option, right? That's really what that comes from. And what's so powerful, have you guys ever heard people talk about like doors opening? Like, please open the right doors, but close the right doors as well. When you're like, oh, thank God I didn't get that job. Or thank God that client didn't sign up. Or thank God I didn't do that thing. It just all fell apart. And I'm so grateful. You know what I'm talking about, right? What I want you to do is tap into you and start deciding things. You know what you want. And you're either going to choose to apologize for what you want or pretend like you don't really want it, which is going to damage your relationship with yourself, or you're going to stand up, throw your shoulders back, and be like, yeah, I freaking want it. Let's go. I wouldn't want it if it wasn't mine to get. And what's so beautiful about this, and I know this is very coachy of me to say, but I mean it with all of my heart. What most of us want is peace, right? You want more money. Why? You lose the worry. I heard J.K. Rowling interviewed once, and someone was like, "Oh my gosh, what is it like to go from having to like sip one cup of coffee all day so you could stay and write your books, right? And stay warm and keep your baby warm, right? Like, what is it like to go from that amount of scarcity to this amount of money?" And she said, "You know what's amazing is the lack of worry. That is the best part. Peace. What we're actually after is peace and ease." So I have a question. Why wouldn't you create that today? If you want peace and ease, you're like, "I know, Sarah, but the house, the cars, the bills, the da da da." I got it. But why do you even have those things? Do you have those bills and that house and the want for those cars because you needed something? Or because you were at peace and they seemed like a great thing to have that would join with the peace? One of the reasons we get stressed about money is we choose what to spend money on based from lack. Our horrific fear of not having enough, of scarcity, of lack is what has us make financial decisions that make no sense, right? Because if you're at peace, if you are already enough, it doesn't even occur to you to go look for your 53rd tube of lipstick, right? Like, you're good. You might love your car. It's great. And there's a peace with that. So you're not constantly looking for the latest model or what's the best or what's the biggest. If you're at peace and you love having your friends over and you guys order a pizza and you laugh, does the size of your dining room matter? Probably not so much. Now, that doesn't mean you can't go out and have nice things, but you're going to have those things from a place of peace, not from a place of lack. You feel the difference? You feel that? And if you start deciding that you're already peaceful, if you start deciding your life is already at ease, what do you think starts showing up? One, you make better financial decisions. You just do because you're not freaking out. So there's no reason to create more scarcity, which is what those financial decisions cause. Is this making sense? It comes from the inside out, not like magical thinking, but the inside affects the decisions you make, and the decisions you make cause your results. It's that simple. Not easy, but simple. Yeah? Okay. Let me know if you guys have any questions about that. All right. So, all throughout March, I want you to decide faster. I want you to decide with that power internally, and I want you to decide based on what you deserve. Not based on what you deserve, like, give me it. I deserve it. That's actually a temper tantrum. And you're not 3 anymore, though there might be a 3-year-old running your life internally, right? This is about, I deserve to not worry about the bills because I haven't overspent. I deserve to not worry about the bills because you know what? I actually hate this house. I want to go live in a 2-bedroom apartment, whatever. And maybe that is where the peace is. Do you see the difference? Like you can generate all of this feeling right now, and then it changes your decisions. So be decisive in March. What would the most peaceful, most fulfilled, happiest version of you do? That will lead to very different decisions than, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I did it. And even if there's things for you to handle, wouldn't it be better to handle them from that space? Don't you think you'll make better decisions? I'm going to decide to be peaceful. I'm going to decide to be fulfilled. I'm going to decide I've already arrived. I'm going to decide I'm already whole. And then what do I need? Well, not much. Not much. I'm pretty freaking happy. But I do want to call my friend and go for a walk. Oh, that sounds so luxurious. Life is already here. It's already lifing. Don't try to mess it up because, the patriarchy tried to sell you shit you don't need. I said it. All right. So here's what I want you to do right now. If you have a journal, I always tell you to bring a journal. I want you to write down right now, what decision have you already made internally, but you haven't acted on? Talked about this a little bit in the intro, but what decision have you already made internally that you have not yet acted on? This is where your happiness lies. It's going to take some courage, whatever it is. I just felt somebody do like, oh, that was a big one. Who was that? Anyway, yeah. So you're going to have to have the courage to actually decide to do it. And then you're going to go do it. Mhm. There you go. There you go. Do you feel the clarity in that? I'm going to do it. I don't know how. I'll figure it out. Are you kidding me? You guys, inside these weapons of mass distraction. I mean, how much do we have access to? Or you can figure out anything. This is why I say when people are like, Sarah, just tell me what to do in my business. I'm like, okay, what do you want to do in your business? The strategies are out there, you guys. That is not the issue. The issue is the way that you are treating yourself. That's the issue. And the more you heal, the faster the results come. But you heal by treating yourself the way you actually are. You are actually whole. You are actually at peace when you allow yourself to tap into that. It's already here. And all of a sudden your actions change. The next thing I want you to do in March, so you're going to decide faster. Okay. And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to clean up one standard. So I want you to raise the standards in your life on just one thing. This is not about overwhelm. This is not like, oh my God, I have to do, no, one standard, right? So here's some ideas. Do you need to raise the standard on your pricing? Do you need to raise the standards on your boundaries? Are you a doormat for everybody else? Does everybody else's needs come before yours? That is false. And that is keeping you in scarcity. Do you need to raise your standards around your health? I'm really digging down on that, you guys. You are here to receive health. You are here to thrive. And if you can hear my voice and you're watching me on YouTube, whether you're on your phone in your car or you're in your office on your laptop, whatever, you have access to healthy food. You have access to it. You have access to walking. You were designed to thrive. Do you need to raise your standards around how you treat your body and how you show up for yourself when it comes to your health? Do you need to raise a boundary or raise a standard around time? That your time on this planet is to be used to create peace for you. And that means doing a really, really good job at work. Even if you're not at your ideal job and eventually you want to start a business, all those things, you are here to create peace for yourself. So show up and do the absolute best job you can. Why would you not do that? It feels so crappy to show up and throw shit together and not really do it. And gosh, I'm swearing a lot today. Sorry. Right? So let's pick just one of those. Okay. I want you to pick pricing, boundaries, health, time. Maybe it's also structure, right? You guys are seeing a massive shift in my business because there's more structure now. Yeah. Right. Okay. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to learn how to receive before you produce. Receive before you produce. Those of you joining us in the art of receiving, oh, it's about to get good, you guys. All right. So this is what I want you to do before you create every single day. Okay. I want you to get really clear with yourself on these 3 questions. You ready? I'm gonna give you a hot second to grab your journals, okay? What support do I need? It's question 1. This is how you're gonna receive before you produce, okay? Question 1, what support do I need? Question 2, what conversation have I avoided? There is so much freedom on the other side of that conversation. I've told you guys this before, and I want you to remember it. A lot of the times, your best life is one 10-minute sweaty conversation away. I'll say it again. Your best life is just one 10-minute sweaty conversation away. Yeah? You felt that, didn't you? Yeah, I got that. Okay. So, what support do I need? What conversation have I avoided? And what help have I not asked for? What help have I not asked for? So, these are your 3 questions every day in March, and you're going to receive that before you create. Okay. So, if you can receive the support, if you can receive the power, the internal power, and remember that is just your ability to be this internal power to have those conversations and know that you're going to survive them, right? And then actually ask for the help that you need. Hey, could you do the dishes? Hey, could you send me that email? Hey, could you take a second and talk to me over here? Ask for what you need. Okay. Now, in order to cause this month, sorry, did I miss a comment? Okay. So, in order to cause this month to be powerful for you, you're going to be peaceful. You're going to start by receiving before you produce. You're going to start to make decisions faster. You're going to raise just one standard. Okay. Is you are going to be going through an identity upgrade all through March. Okay. And so, what this looks like is allowing. I know it sounds crazy, right? I know you guys teaching what I teach sometimes can be like I'm undoing stupid magic tricks. Do you know what I mean? I really feel that way sometimes. It's like, no, they don't saw the lady in half. No, you don't make more money by struggling and fighting. Like, it's like, I'm kind of like, no, that's not real. Like, that's not a thing. Right. And it's like, sometimes I feel like I'm trying to undo what you've been. Oh my God, it's real. He cut her in half. Nope. Didn't happen. Right. Like, that's kind of my job with you sometimes. And the smartest, most powerful, most peaceful version of you doesn't show up because you muscle and slog and hate your life. That's not where she is. That is the way of madness. That is the way of struggle. That is the way of fight. And it is the opposite of the inner peace you think more wealth, more health, more time will bring you. So don't play in it. The only way to create peace is to generate peace. Right? Brendon Burchard says all the time, the power plant doesn't have energy, it creates it. You can create peace internally first. Does this make sense? Yeah. Okay. And one of the ways that you're going to do this is to be less available for the doubts. Okay. Remember, I talked about certainty, right? That you've got a certainty you know how to read. You don't worry about that. The ability to create life on your terms is exactly the same. You actually have the skill, you just forgot, right? And the way to tap back into the truth of that is to really look at how much you've already created in your life. And we don't do that because we live in a world of lack. And so we're always supposed to be generating more, 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 more. And so we don't look back and go, holy flip, you guys, look at how much we've generated. You know, one of my favorites, one of my favorite memories when I was living in Manhattan, I had a cute little studio apartment. Little, I think it was 450 square feet or something. Just the tiny, I freaking love that place. Like the oven was so small that when I cooked a turkey for friends' Thanksgiving, I had to stand next to the oven and push it shut because the turkey couldn't fit inside without the door being open to the oven. Right? It's hilarious. I love that place so much. But there came an opportunity for me to pay rent for an extra storage space down in the basement. And if you know me, I have Christmas decorations. I love to decorate for every holiday. It's just a source of joy for me. There we are. Well, I had 2 little closets in this studio apartment, right? So when I had the opportunity to rent downstairs, I got so excited. So I got like my own little compartment down there. It wasn't that big. It was like, 4 by 5 by 6 or whatever, but I was so excited. So what do you think I put in there? I put in there all of my Christmas decorations. I loved it. I would have so much fun. I put them all away all nice. Anyway, what I would do though, right? So here I am in my little studio apartment. I was on the 3rd floor. I would walk down the stairs to the basement, get my storage stuff, walk back up the stairs, and go into my apartment. And every time I did that, I would say to myself, I have a beautiful home. And this is me walking down to my basement and then coming back up to the main level of my beautiful home to decorate. And I'll be damned if I don't say that to myself every single Christmas when I go downstairs to my basement here in my big, beautiful house and I get my Christmas stuff and I walk back up the stairs. Same boxes, same boxes. I love them so much. They're pretty. They're decorated. Of course they are. Right. And I bring them up and I say, I'm going to cry. And I set them down and I decorate. And then I put them back in the basement. And every time I have to remind myself, I generated that. I created that. I did that. I imagined exactly what I have today. And then I forgot about it. And that's what we do all the time. So this month, I want you to tap back into what you have already manifested because you've done it. You've already done it. You just forgot. But your ability to read didn't vanish any more than your ability to manifest the life, the peace, the joy, the revenue, the relaxing, right? The joy, the laughter, the connection that all those external things are so supportive of, but they don't actually bring to you. You do that. You do that. And you've got everything you need right now to start to cause it. And the more that you create this first and then act from the space, the faster it comes. All right. So I just want to let you guys know this is your month. This is your month to decide, to raise a standard, to live in peace, to live in fulfillment, to live in wholeness, and to create this most important relationship with yourself. Right. And if you want support in doing that, we have, oh, shoot. Sorry. Let me grab this link for you guys real quick. We are starting today at noon. We are starting the art of receiving. And you can join us right here. I'm going to drop that in the chat. We'll put it underneath this video for those of you that are catching the replay. You guys, this is 12 weeks, 90 days of a complete transformation in you and what you are available to receive. So if you haven't raised your prices, if I say to you, you need stronger boundaries and you freak out because you don't think you're worthy of that, or you don't think you can, or you think, Sarah, you just don't understand. You are fighting for your own scarcity. You're fighting for your own struggle. This is the room you want to be in. And I'm going to invite you to come and join us. It's going to be an extraordinary 90 days and you will never be the same again. That's a promise. All right, you guys have a beautiful March. It's my birthday month. This is one of my favorite months of the year. It's when we turn from the winter into the spring, when all of the roots you've planted all winter long have been doing their job in the dark, and we start to see the fruit come through. It's just gorgeous. Have a beautiful month. Continue to decide. Take really good care of yourself. Up that standard. And let's freaking go. I'll see you guys in April. Bye.